Hi guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day because it's me, your host Fatman. And if you want, drop that like button right now, drop it. And anyway, I'm gonna be discussing today how you can make money playing video games. And there's something in USA that's quite new, and it's called being paid by tuition to play in America by esports. Now, as the world outside of esports continues to come up with reasons why esports aren't real sports, it's not official, it's video games. Colleges and universities are offering esports scholarships in an attempt to attract incoming talent, which I want to discuss today. And this is quite new actually, and it's quite undeveloped. So I'm gonna be discussing it, my opinions, everything, how much they're actually getting paid. And yes, scholarship exists for gamers, and esports can pay for college. It's already looking pretty good right now, and it's probably gonna keep going better. In fact, esports scholarships have grown almost 5 times from 2017 to 2018, and there's no reason to expect that growth to stop. That means also esport is evolving, so of course the scholarships are evolving as well. So esports is becoming more and more mainstream, and so will my channel with my videos. You can actually apply for a real esports scholarship, which is in Ohio or Indiana or St. Thomas. These are basically, states, and they have their own scholarships. So if you think that's a good idea, there's also some downsides. So if you think it's better invest your time and energy into sports, and not into sports but only real esports, after all you're gonna be a pro, why do you need to go to college as well? Well, truth is, you still need to go to college. You're not just getting paid like $1,000 from the start, but you get something extra. So CSGO and FPS pros seem to last a little longer, but in age group, but no one in the esports scene is over than 30. Such as in sports, you need to make a lot of money. In esports as well, due to reaction time, sensitivity, and just basic knowledge and everything like that. After 30, you gotta retire. You just gotta go. So whatever the actual average is for a professional career esports, most will agree it's short, which in actuality is. So don't be disheartened. The average career for an NFL running back is barely over 3 years. 3 years. In 3 years, you have to make enough money to retire, or you either work in McDonald's. There's no other way. So another factor to consider is practically if you becoming an esports pro. So 80 million people are playing League of Legends, and only a few hundreds are pro. And out of a few hundreds pro, only the top players, the top tier 1 teams are making what can be argued is good money. That means about more than 10,000 euros. Here in Ljubljana you can survive, in Slovenia you can survive for about $1,000. But in the US, after the taxes, especially if you live in the city center, you can live a pretty good life for $4,000, $5,000 a month. So the odds of actually going pro in esports, because I see a lot of guys trying to go pro, are slim, and even if you make it, you won't last long. Why? Because you need to have actually a plan B, and an esports scholarship is a great opportunity. And not only will you get complete on a varsity team, which will be sponsored by college or will be hosted by college, but you will be setting yourself up for life after esports, because when you finish college, you have an esports degree, or a normal degree, and then like some esport paying. So how did they actually begin? How did these esport college scholarships actually start getting paid? Well, a guy basically created his own League of Legends team in 2014, and he started offering basically sponsorships for them. That's the logo with it. But how many schools have actually done this? I could be talking this out right off the hand, but now over 100 institutions have varsity esport teams, which means all over the US schools are implementing how they can create their own esport teams and enter esports. And I think that's pretty awesome. Over 100 schools, and it's only 2 years. So in about maybe 5 years, your own pro can have his own esports team. And I think that's just awesome. So how do gamers get esports scholarships? So they have to apply for it. And esports scholarships are just the normal scholarships. and follow the same process as any, varsity sports scholarship. You get a free meals, a few free meals, you get something extra. But after being accepted, you will have to likely complete a recruitment form, which states you must be at least a master level for League of Legends or Grandmaster for Overwatch, which is not easy to get to even be considered. These are the top tier ranks, so only maybe 0.3% of these actual players can get these ranks. And depending on your skill level in the school, you'll be given normal or priority status. So priority status also means you'll be meeting with coaches and current team members early so they can better feel you out, as you already stood out from the crowd. And then there's also tryouts, so it's not really that easy. It gets a lot more complicated because I'd strongly advise getting a feel for LAN competition at a local tournament near you before this kind of tryout, because these tryouts, a lot of people are gonna be applying for Esports Scholarships. It's not that easy. They, root out the bad guys. They are not the bad guys, but the bad teammates and stuff like that, and only accept the best of the best. So if you're up for it, maybe you should apply. I'm just saying, it's a good opportunity. There is, of course, a way to avoid all of this. If you could be scouted in and invited, just like in normal sports in football, but in fact you may have to choose between several schools, and if this happens to you, you're likely going to get a full ride scholarship. So congratulations if you get scouted. If someone spots, oh, you're an amazing player, they will invite you to their team, which is just amazing. So what happens after the scholarship? Well, much. You still have to go to class, you still have to study, you still have to maintain a particular GPA set out by the school, which you need grades. You need to still get good grades and not fail the college. It's just like normal sports. And they have separate leagues as well, which is, well, to be honest, this is a pretty big step in esports, because that means, in my opinion, that esports is getting considered as a normal sport. And this is what this channel is all about. This is what every esport team is trying to achieve, to recognize that esports is not something that is just fun and games and stuff like that, but it's also a good way to make money and live out of it. Of course, if you're playing esports professionally, chances are very slim, to be honest, for you to go, make shit ton of money. But for example, if you're a caster, you can earn some side income and stuff like that. And even if you talk about esports, you should be pretty good, And do I recommend college for guys like you trying to get those wins in Fortnite? Absolutely not, because unless you're like the 0.1%. And if you want more esport news, click that like button, subscribe, and leave a like. All of that stuff. And this is a great step for esports. You basically get paid a tuition to play in college. Woo! Anyway, this is Fatman, signed out. Peace, guys.